Now, there we go. Now that you're all warmed up, the main act is coming, and I know you're so on edge. You can't wait until he gets on the stage. Dimitar!
Guys, thank you. Very kind. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. How you doing? Good? Nice, nice. I brought a cheat sheet because that's how I do it. I probably won't use it because I write like a doctor who just had a stroke. So this is just here for moral support only. You can try to read it. No one can. You need the guy from the Dan Brown books to come and fiddle with it, you know, and take some words and put them in order and flash a light on them. I read half a book. I don't know how it ends. I don't know which. What's going on? Okay, get comfortable. We're gonna start. And let's see what happens. I don't know if that's gonna work out. My name is Dimitar, for whoever doesn't know who I am, which is most of you. I'm Bulgarian. That's why I sound like a love child of Dracula and Vladimir Putin, actually. I've been in America for a while. I've been in America for 12 years. And, whoa, thanks. That, I mean, didn't require much skill, right? All I did was not leave. That's all I did. Thank you. It's not gonna last very long. I think I'm done. I think after 12 years. People have been treating me nice. I've been treated very well in America. As a foreigner, I want to say that people have been treating me very well because my visual whiteness. But that only would last for as long as I can keep my mouth shut. Because as soon as I start talking and let that Transylvanian voice out, the look on people's faces changes drastically right away. It's a mixture of confusion and disappointment and anger. It's the same sort of look a South Carolinian would give to his son once hearing the words, that's my boyfriend, Jamal. Right? I know. These are real problems. For me, and for other people. But mostly me. Mostly me. That's what I care about. My father punched a donkey in the face one time. And it sounds weird in America, but in Bulgaria it's not a big deal. You can pinch a donkey in Bulgaria. tell somebody punched a donkey in America, people are like, woo, PETA, right? In Bulgaria, people are like, yeah, he must have had a reason. That donkey did something. I'll tell you about how it happened. And there's justice at the end of the story. There is justice. It happened maybe 18 years ago. It was the time when my father retired from playing rugby. My father was a national rugby player in Bulgaria, which is an odd choice for a sport, because rugby is as popular in Bulgaria as it is here in this room. Not a lot, not. But I think rugby is the Burger King of sports, because it exists everywhere, but very few people are into it, you know? It's an international sport. I quite like it, actually. So my father retired from playing rugby, and he decided he would spend more time with his parents. My grandparents, they lived in the countryside. Now, the countryside in Bulgaria is way different from the countryside in America. I couldn't quite explain what it looks like, but imagine Afghanistan. And but no one goes to church. It's just misery and no hope. That's what the Bulgarian. And my parents, yeah, there you go. There you go. I wish I was lying, actually. It's really what I remember. My grandparents, they're dead now, but back in the day, they were alive and struggling. And my father would go and help them out. They lived in a little farm, a little village. And they'll have a little farm, and they have a house and a little, a garden and all that stuff. So, and that particular day, my father had to go and offload a wagon load of dirt, because it's farming. It's hard to explain. You good people of Chicago, you have no idea how much dirt there is in a farm. So my father had to go and do it. I mean, you have to do it. So the means of transportation were a wagon, obviously, and a donkey, because my father was raised in the 1800s. Fucking donkey. 18 years ago, that's the year 2000, okay? The movie The Matrix was out, all right? That's true, 1999, a year before my dad lived in the past. That movie came, my father was still trapped in that weird spaghetti western where they didn't even have a horse. They had a sad little donkey named Milo. It's an international name, actually. To do the job of the horse. And my father took the donkey and the wagon, he went to the place you dump the dirt, and this is I've been there. It's actually a beautiful place. It's a big meadow, and right next to it there's a river, and right next to it a lot of garbage. And you have to go. And my father went there, parked the wagon. I mean, for the lack of a better word, I don't know how you just stop and wait for the donkey to stay still, and that's how you. Because there's no parking brake on the wagon. There's none of that stuff. You just gotta hope that the animal would stay still for a bit till you be able to do your thing. And my father did that. He went and he started offloading the dirt. And the way you do it, you have to step on the sideboards of the wagon and grab the shovel and kind of shovel it out in that very uncomfortable position. Because stepping on the sideboards, they're that big, right? And you're out of balance, your balls are exposed. This is an uncomfortable position to work. My dad did it because he had to, right? He had to do it. It's your duty. And you had to put your health and well-being in the hands of a donkey. You have to hope the donkey won't move. And donkeys are not to be trusted. These are weird animals. They have no facial expressions. Sometimes they refuse to cross bridges. They're weird animals, man. And of course the donkey moved. The donkey saw some other donkeys in the distance. Right? And they were free. They were free. Or it seemed that way. No, someone owned them. They were like inmates playing basketball in the yard. Yeah, no, they're going back in the end of the day. No. But for now, they're grazing in the meadow, but yeah. The donkey didn't know that. The donkey saw those donkeys and thought, I'm gonna fuck. Right? I'm speculating, all right? But I believe the donkeys, they don't have that many thoughts. Animals in general, they don't have that many thoughts in their heads. They have 3 thoughts, possibly. Oh, I'm gonna eat this, this is gonna eat me, and I'm gonna fuck. Because these are the 3 main thoughts. So the donkey sees that, and the donkey sees him and just takes off in the direction of the future victims of rape. I think it's the animal world. There's no Me Too movement in there. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. They haven't figured it out yet. It's a lot of rape in the animal kingdom. A lot of rape. Well, I don't want to trigger anybody. You guys are good? You had some water, fan? What do you want from me? It's a donkey. I didn't make him rape. The donkey didn't rape. Didn't get that far. My father stepped in. But you remember my father was back in the fucking wagon. He was doing the thing. You know, like a Cirque du Soleil of not dying because the whole thing's moving now. So he jumped out of the wagon somehow. By his description, actually, he said he propped himself on the sideboard with one hand, did a double flip and landed on his feet. But there's no witnesses. No one saw that. So I'll go with that. So he jumped out, obviously was angry and scared. He had the adrenaline pumping, so he just grabbed the donkey by its reins and just punched it in the face. And when he told me the story, he was like, do you remember the movie Conan, the Barbarian? Yeah. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, Conan knocked out a camel with a punch. I'm like, is that what you did? He goes, no. What I did was I felt a jolt of pain in my forearm. And I'm like, what is that? He goes, that was my bone snapping. That was, my father punched a donkey, broke his hand. And then he went back to shovel dirt because back in the day, being a man was an identity. You know what I mean? That's it. I've never had an applause from my dad, ever. This is the first time that's happened. He would love that. He's not here tonight. He's not dead. He just can't come. He could, but I tell him that he couldn't. Because what am I going to do? I have things to do. What am I going to do? Anyway, so my father broke his hand, and he had to wear a cast for about 2 months. Wear a cast. And my friend Steve, back in the day, he also broke his arm playing soccer. So when he would come to hang out with me, him and my dad would salute each other in that weird Hitler-esque salute of the 2 broken men who were yet to learn from their mistakes, I think. And people do make mistakes. For some reason, we in society think that people should act perfectly at all times. We don't. We expect people to, but we don't do it ourselves because people are quirky and strange, and everyone's different. And I firmly believe that the more appropriate you present yourself to be outside, the more freaky you are when you go back home behind closed doors. And it's a theory I have, and I don't have that many examples to support it. It's just a feeling that I have. But I have this one thing. Like, I like soccer, like most Europeans. It's required by law. And I watch soccer, right? So the German national team has that coach that is awesome. He is good looking. He has a thick black hair, pearly white teeth. He's a great coach, made the team world champions. And I thought, there must be something weird about that guy. I cannot accept perfection on another person that isn't me. And I was just waiting for the moment. I knew it's gonna happen, and it did. I watched the game, and they cut to the trainer, right, to the coach, and this guy was just deep scratching his balls inside his pants, and then smelled his fingers. And I saw that on live TV, and I thought, thank God he's just like me, right? He is a flawed person, like everyone else. He's not, I don't do that in particular, but I do other things that are equally disgusting, I feel. And I probably shouldn't share what they are. I'll tell you one thing I do. One time I jerked off while watching myself in the mirror, and I didn't do it in any cool way like the guy from American Psycho, like, yeah, I'm doing that. No, I was gazing into my own eyes, searching for connection. And that's just creepy, man. I think that's... I don't get laid a lot. I don't know if you guys can tell by now. I don't. Partially because I do sound like a guy who throws women in the back of a van with no windows, but also my personality sucks because I don't really like people. I don't like talking to them, especially new people. I like my friends. Hopefully they don't die soon because I'll be alone, because I don't like new people. I don't like them. People are boring to me because sometimes people would invite me to parties because they expect me to be funny. Not necessarily. And I would go and I would start a conversation and that was way funnier than what I was gonna say. I don't know what happened. I don't like that. I went to a party one time and I started talking to this girl and she started giving me all the trivial stuff. Oh, I'm from Michigan and I want to be an actress, but I have to drive for 3 hours to come and audition. So maybe I will move to Chicago and I'll audition more often. Maybe we'll get more roles. And one day I'll make it to LA and that'll be great. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Before I came here, I watched a video of a guy getting fucked by a horse. And yes. And while I was watching it, I thought, could I be able to do that as a challenge? Will I have the mental toughness and anal rigidity to withstand a pressure of this magnitude? And the girl slowly started to back away. And no one's ever seen her again. I don't know what happened to her. I think she died out of shame. I don't fucking know. Sex. That's nice. When it happens to me. I mean, I do watch porn, 2-3 times a day, but I don't like some weird stuff. I like a normal, like a guy and a girl situation, right? But here's the thing. When I'm watching this, if the guy is not good looking, I can't watch it. It bothers me. I don't know what it is. It's just, if the guy's like big, six-packy, and all fucking big muscles, he kind of blends in with whatever my Aryan fantasy is. I don't even see him, right? But when the guy's ugly, like old Ron Jeremy with the hair and a big gut, I immediately start judging the morals of the girl. I'm like, There's no way you're fucking that guy if they're not paying you. I'm looking for family values when it comes to pornography, ma'am. What kind of bullshit is this? Was that in the Bible, ma'am? God damn. My mama taught me only handsome people, mate. Everybody watches porn these days, and I gotta tell you, a lot of people don't know about this, but there is a porn a reality show, and it's called Sex Factor. And I've been talking about this for years, and no one's ever seen it. I don't know. I mean, you can't watch it on TV because they show ball sacks and stuff, but you gotta go on the internet and be creative and stuff, and get a few viruses, but it's all worth it because what you're gonna get is the most realist of moments in reality TV. And it's the moment where a guy enters the stage and his dick can't get up. And that is just uplifting to me because I remembered all of those days where I had to apologize for some I had to apologize for some passionate 2 minutes of chaos. Yet biologically, I did my job, and this guy didn't. He got paid. And that's the reality I want to live in. To be better than porn stars. Because this is every man's favorite job. If a man can choose a job, it'll be a porn star. Because you get paid, you have sex, and you have no responsibilities. The only one is don't come inside. And eventually, I lost half the room. I just lost everybody. I just lost. People like, come inside, sir. I'm a lady. I don't do that. I only had sex to have my first child. I don't know about the second one. He just popped up out of nowhere. Yo, you know what he's talking about. Come on, don't be. Anyway, the sex factor thing. Now, not only that, I like that, but I like one of the girls. And I know that sounded creepy the way I said it. I didn't mean to. I really honestly like her. She's great. And I don't want to get too graphic, but she can chuck dick like no one I've ever seen. She is fantastic in the way she's dedicated to her craft. The way she sucks that dick. It's like a pelican feeding its babies. Just fucking deep and with conviction. She sucks dick like that dick's being bitten by a rattlesnake and the closest hospital is on the moon. She can suck dick and she's wonderful and every woman should be jealous because let me ask you this, what are you willing to do? For your craft. Well, Blair would do everything. And she would do it well. And I want to say this. Blair, if you're out there, still not dying of AIDS or anything, because they do test you, I want you to know, I admire you. I think you're wonderful in the way you approach life, in the way you approach people. On your knees. But that's not right. I just made that up. I think we should move on. I think I should move on to I own a sex doll, and I didn't buy it. A friend gave it to me as a birthday gift. As a joke. Well, sir, that gift was appreciated. Sex dolls. These are like the closest you can get to necrophilia without getting arrested, I think. Because most of those things don't even look like real people. They look like something a 2-year-old drew and showed to an adult. And he looked at it and went, oh, someone would want to fuck this, so we should start a business. And we should aim that to a certain group of people those who want to have sex with things that only vaguely resemble the human shape. And they made it. Yeah. I didn't plan on using it. My friend gave it. I didn't plan on using it. I put it on the shelf. And I'm like, just stay there. Your time will come, yes. And the time came. It was a Friday night. It was a rough week. You know what I mean? It was a rough week, and yeah. And I came home, and it drew me in. You know, it just drew me in like a faint light at the end of a dark corridor in a horror movie. Just I had to go, and I took it, and it comes nicely packaged in a nice box, nicely folded like a poncho or something. And you gotta take it out. It's a bit flat. You have to blow it. You have to blow it before it blows you. These are the rules of sex dolls. So I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm committed, right? I'm blowing it up. Still looks like a drawing, but it has 3 holes. One right here, 2 down here. And they're the same holes. Real woman's holes are different from each other. From my limited knowledge of women's parts, I know that. These are the same holes, man. They're made from the same hard plastic with sharp edges. You need a lot of dedication and pain pills just to be able to go through all that. And I did, because I am a man, you know. My father punched a donkey, I'll fuck that thing right in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? We are strong men, Bulgarians. That's a bad advertisement. That's a bad advertisement. Sorry, fellas. And I did. I grab it by its ears. And I stuck it in. I know. This is like therapy to me. It's okay. I did mouth fuck a sex doll. And the only part I regret is not getting a quality one, because this one was not a quality product, because during the moment of ecstasy, I think I squeezed the head too hard and it exploded all over my living room, and this warm mist of organic matter just spread across the hallway and fill out the room with the dead souls of potential children that I didn't have. I apologize, guys. It's surreal. That's it with sex toys. They're getting better now. People like that stuff. You can get it. Now you have the holograms, we have VR, we have all kinds of stuff. Now very soon, jerking off is going to get to the next level, where you can get anyone you want. Anyone from any time. You can take them in that VR, you can dress them up the way you want, and you can, there'll be a thing that comes with it that attaches to your balls, that vibrates. You go, ooh, Melania, oh, and it's not her fault. She was looking for a better life. And now she's our missus. Right? I hope she's still alive for some reason. I don't know. I think every time I see her, I think she's more and more frightened. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The new VR thing. You can take, I would always imagine, like, Hitler in red G-string and stockings. And you just bang him. You can just bang him in the butt. While he tells you a bunch of things in German. Like, oh ja, und das Maschine schneller weiter ist fantastisch, ja. It's not bad, huh? I don't know what that German bit meant. I don't know if that's real language, but I heard that in a porno, so I think it fits the premise. Hitler, yeah, he was a weird fuck. He would go, I don't know much about him because I didn't research, because I didn't want to have that in my browsing history. I don't want to make some NSA guy's day all of a sudden. Because I'm already foreign, I have the weird voice. There's video of me on YouTube yelling, "I don't hate the Jews," which sounds defensive if you take it out of context. So all of a sudden somebody's putting a story together, and the next thing you know, I'm on a flight to Guantanamo breathing through a wet cloth. Ain't gonna happen to me. Not researching Hitler. He's dead. He can't hurt you anymore. He might not be dead. I don't know. Maybe they found a cure for when you die. I don't know what you. Oh Jesus! All right. Okay. Let's move on. I had my prostate checked. No, I want to tell you the story. I don't have a proper place in my act to put the story that would fit. So just after Hitler, let's get with the prostate just to bring back the mood, you know, to bring it back. I went to the doctor, right? Because I had a sinus infection. And that's a problem. When you have a sinus, I had bad sinuses for a long time, and that's a bummer when you go to parties and people offer you bumps of cocaine and you just snort that motherfucker, don't feel anything, but your snot could be used for local anesthetic, you know what I mean? Like fucking snake oil in my nose and stuff. And so I went to the doctor, and I went there, I paid him cash money, $150, because I don't have the Obamacare because of freedom. I knew that wouldn't go well. In Chicago, I knew everybody fucking. So I went to the doctor, I'm like, I need more things done. He gave me just a prescription of some antibiotics. I'm like, you need to do more things to me that will worth the $150 I just gave you. Because I'm Bulgarian, we stingy. We're almost Jewy in that regard, right? Us and the Jews, you guys don't know about it, but we're really competitive in the stingy Olympics, you know what I mean? Us, the Jews and the Greeks, you know, get the 3 medals every year. You guys like big trucks, we like to not spend money. That way every culture has this thing. So I'm like, do more things to me. And I didn't know what to tell. I say, listen, man, when I sneeze, sometimes my balls hurt. He goes, really? Oh, yeah. He goes, let me check them. Go ahead, knock yourself out. They're fine. He goes, I can check your prostate, see if something's wrong with it. I'm like, do it. Do it. I don't know. He did. He's a doctor. He's not going to say no. And it's not that bad. Actually, let me say this. It's not that scary. People think it's a big deal. It isn't. The worst part of it is right after it's over and you have to make that awkward eye contact with the doctor. As he gives you a piece of tissue to wipe your ass from the Vaseline he used to make this more comfortable for you. Right? And he's a doctor. He's not emotionally involved in your ass. He just tosses the glove, goes, your prostate's fine. And I was like, oh, why so rude? After all we've been through. But my prostate's fine. I called my dad, we both laughed, right? I don't know, man. People get freaked out about a lot of stuff. I don't know. That's a good time for me to check the cheat sheet and then we edit that part out. But I won't do it because I'm a man. I'll go off of memory. Oh, let me say this. I didn't know people in America like to fuck kids so much. Hold on. I have a story, right? I came to America in 2006, right? And my first job was, I was a photographer at one of Disney World's water parks in Orlando, right? And I'm 5 days into the country. I just started this job. On the 5th day, my manager comes and goes, you must stop touching the kids. I'm like, what? But I like touching kids. I like patting them on the head, pinch their cheeks, lift them in the air, catch them. I've touched kids in so many ways. I don't fuck them. I don't fuck kids. I don't know if that's what you're implying. I don't fuck them. He goes, listen, man, it makes parents nervous. I'm like, nervous about what? Do you see my face? Do I look like a guy who, I look way better back in the day. Just want to point that out. I looked way better. I looked way younger. My hair was thicker. My nose was smaller somehow. I was skinnier. I had the white teeth. I had hope in my heart and sparkles in my eyes. And that went away in a few years. But at the time I had it, I was so innocent. If I was a student at Penn State, I would have been Jerry Sandusky's first choice. That's how innocent. I look like a fucking victim, not a guy who, he goes, listen, man, people fuck kids around here. We don't want to get sued. I'm like, oh, all right. Should have told me that from the start. Before that turned into some weird soliloquy of vulgarity. I'm like, why'd you build this place here? People fuck kids. It's in the middle of the state. There's no ocean. There's lizards and old people. Why'd you build it here? The guy goes, listen, man, we don't build anything in this state anymore, but people still need money for meth. I'm like, I didn't think of that. There's always a bigger picture. You think it's about fucking kids. It isn't. It's about prosperity of an entire state. And I thought that was the day that changed my life. I always started to look in the world in that way that you always have to look at the bigger picture, right? In the retrospect, being told not to touch kids was the best advice I've ever gotten. And yeah, I was. What else is up? I was looking at a bigger picture while watching a guy jerking off on the streets. That was a homeless person. And I know that's getting a little dark for you, but imagine if you were him. What would you do? You jerk off, you have 4 walls around you. He has a blanket. He needs to jerk off. He jerked off on the street. I drove by, I saw him, and I locked eyes with him for a little bit. I didn't mean to. He was looking in my direction. I don't know what happened. And I saw sadness in his eyes. Because his dick couldn't get hard. He was yanking on it. That was a big dick too. I gotta tell you, that thing was a award-winning dick. It's just by size, girth, and vein ability. This thing was like a baby octopus. It was enormous but soft at the same time. And I look at this guy's eyes and I thought, God damn, man, he's already homeless. He's cold and he's hungry and he smells of things. And now the only thing that can give him joy, his own dick, betrayed him. And I thought, what kind of country is this? Can we all agree that every single person deserves the right? Yeah, you should go. That's not going to get any better. You guys just clap when it gets awkward. I think it's your way of dealing with your own problems. country is this? The guy can't even jerk off. He's already on the streets. Why is nobody taking care of him? I mean, I didn't stop helping him. I just drove by, but I thought of it. And I actually thought maybe I should take a picture of the guy, put it on Facebook, and caption it. How many likes for that sad man? Because that's how I'm trying to change the world, one sad dick at a time. Oh man, I saw a lot of dicks one time. Oh shit! I went back in the day. Remember when you had to go on Craigslist to get hookers? That was before Tinder. Now you go on Tinder and you just swipe. They changed it actually. Now you gotta pay. If you don't pay them, you have limited swipes. You gotta swipe. But if you pay, you have unlimited swipes. I'm like, I don't need that. If I can't get laid on the free shit, I don't need a monthly reminder on my credit card of how little people like me, right? But before Tinder was Craigslist, and I was lonely for a long time, and I would go online, and that's sad, but it's my sad. Enjoy it, okay? It's America. I will go on Craigslist and I'll go and browse to see what's up. I'll be drunk in my house by myself. The sex though already doesn't work. I'm like, maybe I should upgrade to a real woman eventually. So I go on Craigslist, I would never find anybody. And one day I thought, I wonder what guys post. Like when guys are looking for someone, I just want to go and see those losers so I can feel better about myself. And I go there and I would expect to see some douchey guy, right? No, it was a picture of a guy's dick. I click on the second one, a picture of a guy's dick. The third, I saw like 20 dicks in a row. Like some weird fucking slideshow some French artist put together. Like the flow of dicks that I saw. And I probably should have stopped at 5 or 6. I don't know why I saw. Oh, that's bad. I wanted to make sure all of them are dicks, otherwise I wouldn't be satisfied. My curiosity trumps homophobia, actually. And I always thought, you know what? Why would you do that? Is that what women want? Not your personality or your wallet, but that smelly and disgusting, potentially contagious penis that women just can't resist. They just... Is that? There's so many types of vibrators that I looked on Amazon. Women do not need one. They can give them herpes, I feel. And I'm only saying that because I support women. Not really. I just want to get laid eventually after the show. Let's get real. I don't really care about anybody. I'm lying. I do care about people. Actually, I care about everybody equally. Why not? Because you can hate with substance. Some people hate for no reason. Some people hate because someone is different skin color or different sexual orientation. And that's just too vague for me. And I'm Bulgarian. We love hating. We hate for no reason. We just hate recreationally. That's Bulgarians' baseball. You have the America's pastime, we have hate. It's just wonderful. And it's just non-discriminatory, worldwide hate. But you gotta go deep. You gotta go deep. You can't just hate someone for just, they're black. That doesn't do it for me. It's not enough of a reason. I need to do a research on the guy, see what he did in the past, what kind of beliefs he had, what he looks like, and then you build a case against him like a fucking O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Just get it all in and just build that big ball of hate and insert it in your heart. And then when you see the guy, just like an orgasmic hate. That's how you should do it. Someone fucking gay, who gives a fuck? Maybe he also, doesn't pay his taxes. I mean, build a case against the guy. People pretend. That's what bugs me, really. People pretend to care, and they don't care. People are very selfish. See how quiet it got? People are very selfish in America, and that always displease me because, see, when the gay pride parade would come, people would start giving me ideas. Hey, let's go to the parade. Let's go to the. I'm like, why? I'm not gay. It's not my holiday. Why we should go and bother those people who earned the right to celebrate? It's like going to someone else's birthday, just uninvited. Like, hey, where's the birthday guy? And people are like, who are you? We didn't invite you. But this is going to get weird at first, but then it's going to pay off. So I don't... I don't go. It's not because I don't support. I do support people. I support them by treating them with respect and kindness, just as my mom taught me. Ain't that enough? No. Once a year, I gotta put a pink t-shirt and a tutu and go and suck a smelly guy's dick in an alley behind a dumpster just to prove how liberal I am. Is that what I'm supposed to do? You know what? At least if I did that, I'll have some ammunition to throw against my gay friends when they act out. I'm like, hey man, I sucked that dick for your freedom, and you're acting out like an asshole right now. I'm taking you to brunch every Sunday, Steve, and you're always unhappy. Oh, gluten, I can't put gluten in my mouth. Oh, let me tell you what I put in my mouth for you, motherfucker. So don't hate, that's what I'm trying to... Yeah. Do you guys want to know why I'm filming this show?
Yeah.
Because my visa expired. "12 years ago. Surprise, motherfuckers! I'm one of them. And it's time for me to go. I decided I'm gonna save your president some money and let myself out. Which is what your founding fathers would call a gentleman. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to overstay my visa. It just happened. I won't bore you with the details how it happened, but I tried to make it work. I obeyed the law, paid my taxes. I tried to marry a girl for a green card that I did. I married a broke Mexican ghetto chick from the West Side who had 4 kids. 4 little kids. And the fucked up part is, when I married her, she told me she only had 2 kids. 3 days after our marriage, I acquired 2 more kids. And I found out about them while I was tripping on acid. Now, I have to expand on that part. I know. I'll explain what... I never did drugs when I was younger, right? I was a nice kid. I had the thing, the hope for the future. But it went away eventually. And I hit 30. And I thought, I need to do more drugs because I have a very limited, small window of opportunity before it gets sad. It can't be a 50-year-old guy rolling joints, wearing scarves and sandals at the same time and move to Boulder, Colorado and start eating organic yams, whatever the fuck that is. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna do drugs for 5 more years and then I'm done. And I did. I had a friend of mine who would do acid just to cure his anxiety. That's how he explained it to me. And I'm like, that seems like a good idea. I don't have anxiety, but I'm a risk taker kind of guy. So how much should I take? He goes, just take this one candy. And I chickened out. I broke it into quarters. And I decided to make a day out of it. I was at my house, it was my day off. I shut my phone off, turned the lights out, because it was in the middle of the day. It was the sun, sun was out. And I'm like, I'm gonna do a quarter. I'm just gonna do a quarter. If I feel something, I'll call my friends. He's not a doctor, but he can witness me die, right? It's the least you can do for your friends. I didn't plan to say that at all. I didn't. And at first I took the quarter and I didn't feel anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna take another quarter. Like, I didn't feel anything. I'm like, I'm gonna take the third one. And at this point I gave out. I'm like, this guy sold me some bullshit asset. I'm gonna turn my phone back on and I'm gonna continue with my day. And I'm doing that, and the first thing that happens is an SMS, like a message pops out from my new wife. And I click on it, and it's a picture of 4 little girls. They're different ages, from 2 to 8. And they're cute little girls. And underneath, she says, I'm sorry I lied to you. I didn't know what to do. And at this moment, the acid starts to kick in. And I had this fucking rage in my heart. I'm like, this thing should cure anxiety. This thing gave me anxiety. And I might commit a murder under the influence of that, because I don't like being lied to. I have principles. But afterwards, when I calmed down, I realized I fucked up, man. You can't just jump into a marriage, pay a strange woman who looked like John Goodman in a wet wig, which is, I know, that's the closest description I can give you. He was my best man at my wedding. You can't see him, but it's my friend right there. There you go. There you go. And by best man, I mean just a witness, because you need to have one. You need to have, when you have bullshit marriages for green cards, you just gotta bring someone to take pictures for the immigration officers. And it didn't work out. It didn't. And I feel bad, you know, because I like the kids. The kids were good. Funny, smart kids. And they liked me a lot. I was like their daddy, right? I've always wanted to have a kid, but I never wanted to share the love of that kid with another person. I'm a selfish motherfucker. Because, you know, as a dad, you're not, that's, once you have a kid, that's the least important. What? That would be the moment you're the most important, and then nobody gives a fuck about you. No, because, you know, the wife doesn't love you anymore as much because she loves the kid more. The kid loves the mom more than you because she has the nipples and shit, the nipple bond and all that. They start bonding from a young age with the mom's nips. So you're just the dad who's like the old tree in the backyard because everybody waiting on to die. And they go, oh, the dad's dead. I don't want to have that. So I decided if I'm going to have a kid, I'm going to go to one of those women's prisons where they keep all the murderers. And I'm going to bribe somebody to let me in and get it in with one of those ladies. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to do anything bad to her. It's just, I'm going to show up with some clean towels and some miniature Snickers. I'll treat her like a lady, you know what I mean? And once that baby's set up, you know, I mean, she killed a few people. They'll give me the kid, right? She's back in the hole. And I know that seems unfair and crude, but the bitch killed people. You know what I mean? I'll give that kid a chance. I never said I was a role model. Just sharing stuff. Before I end this, I'll share. A girl wanted me to rape her once. Not really a pretend rape. I don't know what you call it because I didn't research, because I don't want that in my browsing history. Apparently, it's when you negotiate a safe word and you just keep pounding on the bitch. That's how it was explained to me by a friend. I'm like, I don't need that in my life. I already suck at sex. My fundamentals are weak. I can't have that too. Okay, hear this. One time, I was going down on a lady, all right? I was doing God's work down there, all right? And in the middle of me doing it, she lifted her head off the pillow and said, do you know where the clitoris is? And I said, yeah. And every time you answer a question with a pause, you've already given the wrong answer. Because I thought I knew where the clitoris was, but then why is she asking me? Turns out I had no idea what the motherfucking thing was. I was the Christopher Columbus of pussy eating in that moment. I thought I was totally in the wrong place. Totally in the wrong place. I thought I was on the shores of clitoris. Turns out I was licking her belly button. That was totally... Stop it. Yeah. So I didn't want to rape my girlfriend at the time for various practical and moral reasons. And she broke up with me. Eventually. Not right there. It bummed me out a little bit, you know. It was a nice girl. I liked her a little bit. So now, you know, kind of sad, but, you know, hoping that now she's somewhere in a dark room, tied up, you know, gagged out, mascara running down her cheek. She's unable to breathe or scream. She's pounded on by a big burly dude. Because I really want her to be happy, you know. I care about her. So now I gotta go, right? I'm flying out on Monday. Now today's Friday, so 3 days from now I'll be gone forever. Not dead, I'll just go do other shit. And I don't know, man. The worst part of staying in America illegally is not even the, you know, finding work or how to drive and how to get documents and stuff. It's this undergoing feeling that you're imprisoned somehow. You're here, but you're not supposed to be. And you always look behind you at all times. You just feel it in the back of your head. And it fucks with your mind because you stop yourself from experiencing things. You stop yourself from, you know, exploring that potential that you have. And you do it to yourself just out of fear. And that sucks, man. For 12 years, I felt that. And now I finally feel free because I get to do what I want when I want to do it. I'll leave on my terms. And and I don't know, maybe one day I'll find a place that will accommodate me and people like me and I'll be, you know, I'll be healthy there and everybody finds their way eventually. If you keep searching, if you keep going forward, you get there. And I wish all of you to one day say confidently that you found your way. So we don't have to be like the old man jerking sadly on the street corner. Thank you very much, guys. This has been a pleasure for me. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.